Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Average African Kid podcast. And today we have a very, very special guest on our hands. So I'll let her introduce herself.
My name is Abigail Theophilus. Yes.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
I am a student. I'm a content creator. I am a child of God. I'm an entrepreneur, but on the side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So, a bit of context. We're both in medical school now, and we just had started talking, and many areas of life. I mean, like there's some overlaps and there are some differences. So we're just like, why don't we share experiences and like through a better understanding of what life has been like getting to this point, especially in medical school and the transitions from other parts of life. So you mentioned about an entrepreneur. I want to hear about that.
I've done a lot.
Okay, let's go.
I've done cakes. I've done pastries.
Oh,
I
wow.
presently make and revamp wigs.
Oh,
I have done... Now I'm trying to think of the things I've done. But basically, one or two things here and there.
mm-hmm. Cake, so you bake?
Yes.
Ooh, do you have any plans for the Christmas baking?
No.
No Christmas plans.
The girl is tired. I am not making anything.
After all the work in school, you just want to go and chill, are we?
Just rest.
I still bake. I bake bread. That's why.
Really, I have not perfected the act of baking bread. Cake, yes, but bread.
Oh no,
nah.
Bread is my specialty. Like any day of the week. Like, I think the more you knead the bread, the better it becomes. And the kind of bread I do is like wheat bread.
Oh.
So it's not wheat bread like they sell in the market. It's like wheat bread, soft, fluffy.
Made nice.
Yeah, made right.
My bread always comes hard. So it comes out hard. So.
Oh, no. This wheat bread, it tastes like cake. It's like as fluffy as cake.
That's that. I should get a recipe.
Okay, we'll work on that. So tell me a bit more about your journey. How did you get here, basically?
From primary school or from when?
Okay, sure. Let's start with...
Oh, we can't go all the way back.
No.
Okay, well, yes, the primary school, secondary school. I went to Bingham University.
Birmingham?
Bingham.
Okay.
Yes, people always confuse that, like the one in the UK. No, it is in Nasarawa State of Nigeria.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Bingham, okay.
Bingham, yes. San Ekwa University. So I went there. I did physiology for my undergrad.
Oh, okay.
So I have a degree in human physiology.
Oh.
Yeah. So from there, I went to Ukraine for medicine. And, I was there for a while. Short while, actually. Then the war happened.
Oh, okay.
And we came back home.
Oh, wow.
And then we're scouting around for schools. And then I am at Bowen University.
Found our way here.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, tell me a bit more about that. You said you finished in physiology, your bachelor's in physiology. Then how did Ukraine come into the picture?
Oh, I planned to just serve and do something else after physiology, but my then HOD, Dr. Angela, she mentioned it to my father. Oh, like students are going to Ukraine, and I think the school I went to had like a collaboration with the school Bingham, so we applied and we went there.
Oh wow! So you said a short while. How short is the while you're talking about?
Like a year, because I went there and I resumed third year.
Okay.
So I finished third year.
Oh.
Yeah, before all of this happened.
That's
the war.
Yeah, that's a nice jump. So you did your 4 years, then you served. You did NYSC.
No, I didn't.
Okay, you didn't do it. You just started to just go straight back in, and then because of your educational background, they put you in the third year.
Mm-hmm.
You did that, and then chaos ensued.
Mm-hmm.
So to go by it, how was the war? How was that experience?
It was a lot. I think I mentioned this somewhere. There were rumors about the war that was going to happen. Then we thought it was going to be a bluff because we've heard before that there have been threats and nothing happened. So this time around, it was serious. I went out to get an X-ray done, and the town was almost empty. People were running around trying to get food, trying to leave, and I was like, I thought we were all playing. But eventually everything unfolded and then things got crazy and we had to leave.
So would you say you got the information that was actually happening on time, or was it just like no one really believed it all the way till the end?
Some people did not believe it.
Okay.
Some did like straight up and they left immediately.
Oh.
So I think I was one of the last set of people to get back to Nigeria because I was at Sumi.
Sumi? Okay.
Yes, so it was really difficult for us to leave because Sumi borders Russia.
Oh.
Yeah, so the soldiers won't let us leave. Don't let anybody come out or go in because it was, for them, it was security-wise, it's not be reasonable for them to let you go in and out. Anybody could come in, anybody could go out. That's how it was.
Like those that didn't believe, was it just students that, were there any students that immediately heard it, they left, or all the students, did they just stay?
Most of them stayed a while because, like I said before, it happened like years ago where they threatened to come in and fight. Mm-hmm. Nothing happened, and from what some of the citizens said, it's like a regular. They have like an unspoken brawl between Russia and Ukraine, so they feel like okay, another day, another news. Mm-hmm. But then this one was serious and it happened.
Oh wow! I'm sorry. Talk for you. How was that whole experience?
It was crazy, but personally, I would say it's increased my faith in God. But it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yes, just whenever you go through tribulations and trials, they test your faith, they strengthen your faith. I can't imagine what that time was like. I don't know how the routing was. Did you just take a plane trip directly to Nigeria, or how did they?
Okay, so first of all, we took a bus from Sumi to another state where we get a train ride to Lviv.
Okay.
So we took a train to Lviv, and then from Lviv we took a bus to Hungary.
Oh, Hungary. Okay.
Yes. So when the bus stopped at Hungary, not exactly in Hungary, but like it bordered to Hungary, we walked into Hungary. So I know it was a chaotic experience, but I don't know, it was so beautiful.
It was
and surreal to like walk from Ukraine and then you're into Hungary. And it was like 5 a.m. in the morning. There was just this weird, serene feeling. I don't know, like walking cross country.
Oh, okay.
Well, aside from that, all of us were scared and running for our lives.
Oh, yeah.
So I got into Hungary. We're there for, I think, 3 days or 2 days. Then we took a flight
in
to
hotels,
Nigeria.
Or?
Well, there was, let me call it a guest house accommodation. There were hotel accommodations. But when I came in, the people who took us to like a guest house. So some other persons got to stay in the hotel, but I got to be in the guest house.
Was it nice?
It was fair.
Fair enough. What the circumstances?
It was fair.
Okay. So how did you feel coming back home to Nigeria?
It was a lot. I was mentally drained. So when I got back, I just wanted to be alone, resting. And, after a while, you have to think, what's next? So we did that. I was at home. I applied to some schools. I dived into my entrepreneur
all your cakes.
Yes, everything. I did that for a while. Then I did internship, or some people might call it shadowing.
Okay.
At like 2 hospitals. I did at Nisa Premier Hospital. So I was there. We attached to doctors and we worked with them. No, I did not work. I'm a student, but we were with them for a while. Then I went to National Hospital. I did that for a while, and I went to Capital.
How much of a while is a while? What are we talking about?
A month at Nisa Premier and 2 months, about 3 months at National Hospital. So I did that there. Then I did 3 months at Capital Learning Center. It's a digital learning company. So I did that there to explore my media.
But you mentioned something about you said you went to Bingham University. Okay, tell us a bit about Bingham
University. It was good. It was nice. I did human physiology.
Okay.
Yes, I was there for a while. 4 years. 4 years. And it was an interesting experience.
Okay. It's a private? Private.
Yeah.
So again, I have to ask the question, like Bingham, Bowen, what's the comparison? What's the juxtaposition between both?
I feel like most private schools, which are like faith-based university, are very similar.
Okay.
Rules, strictness, chapel, mostly similar, but some places more lax than others.
So Bingham is also faith-based.
Yeah, it's owned by Equa Church.
Equa Church. Oh, okay. So, what have you noticed that's exactly that's alike, and what do you notice that's quite different so far?
Yeah, actually really alike.
Okay.
Yeah, really alike. Chapel services, classes, curfew, rules, quite alike.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I was like they built on the same model.
I believe maybe they have like a convention for all private schools in Nigeria.
Yeah, maybe it was it Covenant that started this journey or
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it was Covenant. I think there were other like smaller schools
that did it first.
Did it first.
And everybody just picked up.
Awesome.
Either way, I think they did a good move because initially private universities were considered like, oh, those who don't get into public universities get to private. Now it's like, if you can, you do it because
get over with the school.
Just get over with the 4 years. You get the exact same standard, even better standards in some cases. Of course, you don't have all the suffer head, but Nigerians like suffer head.
I don't know why we do that.
I don't know. There's something about Nigerians that you say that if we think it's not painful, we don't enjoy it.
And you have to earn it.
Why is that?
I feel like that's just our lifestyle. Maybe.
Talk about pounded yam. You say if you use the pounding machine, it's not.
Yeah, it's not nice. You have to put in your sweat.
Sweat inside. One day we'll do a blind test. Pounded versus pounded yam. I don't know if someone has already done that. Blended, and then you ask, like, okay, blind test, which would you prefer? That might be an interesting.
It would be very interesting, actually, because I don't think there's any difference.
I actually might even think that they might prefer the one with the
machine.
I have a hunch, but
I think they might know the difference. It's
you
like
think so?
It's like jollof rice made in a tush way and one like from firewood.
Oh yeah. The firewood is way better. It has like a charcoaly, almost burnt, like almost party-esque.
Yeah, burnt.
Yeah, I heard from someone that there are 3 grades of cookings. Wedding food is the least tasty. Party food is in the middle. Then burial food is the sweetest.
Not gonna lie, I think that's true.
And the reason they gave was that for wedding food, it's all these young caterers, young ladies that, oh yeah, wedding. But the party is like the family things, everybody's together.
One day.
But the burial is the mamas that will come out and
cook it really well.
So yeah. How did we get to jollof rice?
I have no idea.
I found it, yeah. Oh yeah. So altogether, summing up your experience transitioning back to Nigeria, what did you notice in the transition?
Okay. First of all, going there and coming back, I realized how broken our system is. Because I've been here all my life, so whatever lifestyle or whatever way of living we have here, we are used to it. It's your life. But then going there and coming back, you realize, oh my God, this is actually not all right. This is not okay. And we can do better in certain areas, certain systems, educational, like generally, like, living generally, we could just be better. And again, I noticed that we are more communal here. There is more love here. Like, you care for your neighbor, your neighbors, your friends, your classmates, but they live a very like individualistic lifestyle in Europe. It's different there. So
I've noticed and actually got this statistics from some medical doctors that was over in America. And what they were saying was that Christmas time is the loneliest time in America. And I think that applies to much of Europe because you feel like Christmas should be like the time where everybody's together, right? But in the midst of all that celebration, all those gifts, it's like it just feels empty. I
feel like for some of them, they've experienced the Nigerian Christmas. so they can compare it to something.
Yeah.
Nothing beats the African
Nothing.
Christmas. Like it's party, it's food.
Yeah,
you're outside.
Family.
But over there, it's holiday. You're resting. Yeah, you might go out, you get gifts. Nothing dramatic. But imagine moving from that whole party lifestyle to like, okay, just in your apartment. You're eating alone. It feels depressing and lonely.
Yeah.
But you could actually have fun if you have like a community of other Black people that you know, or even white people.
Yeah.
You could build something up.
So you're saying that those who have lived there all their lives, they don't experience this depressive shift as much as someone who has experienced the joy.
You have something to compare it to.
Yeah. Christmas at home is always fun.
Yeah, it is.
Always, everybody has come back from secondary school. Everywhere, everybody's just bubbling. People that you don't like, yes, you see them. People that you like, you see them. The food, chicken, the boiled chicken. Do you like chicken?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. But there's a difference.
Yeah, there actually is a difference.
Yeah. And in terms of the system, you talked about the system being broken, and I know we had said something about the fact that we like the hard things in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Like, what's one thing you see that young people we can do so far to like improve things?
Improve things. First of all, you have to go through a system because you cannot make a change with your secondary school stats. You have to go to school, get information far and wide, and if you get to be in a place of power, then you can do something. You can try to make things more easier, more flexible. Before I went to Ukraine, I had this idea of medical school, tedious. You're going to read all day and night and all of that. Well, over there, the way they schedule their classes, yes, you have to read a lot, but at the same time, it's not so tedious that you don't have space to breathe.
Interesting.
But here, it's more, you fight. You fight for your life.
Tell me more about that. That's actually quite interesting.
Yeah, we have schedules. You have, at least for my school, our timetable is more like you have a class, I think once every 2 weeks or so.
Once every 2 weeks?
But it's rotated. So if I have, for example, anatomy and physiology this week, I have biochem next week, biochem and another thing next week, then the upper week, anatomy and physiology. Wow. So except, although some courses that are like more bulkier, you can have them more frequently, but it was just like on a 2 week schedule. So you know when you're having this class throughout the semester, you know when your exam is going to be. There was a set schedule. So nothing... There was no spontaneous thing going on.
Yeah. We're big into the spontaneous thing.
Very big.
You just wake up and you find out that you have a class at 8 a.m. You're like, oh, never mind.
Okay. Just go.
Saturday morning, class at 10:30 online. Like,
you have tests tomorrow.
Tests tomorrow. Like, oh, okay. Wow. So they give you time to breathe and to pursue your other interests, right?
Well, pursuing your other interests, it's based on you as a person.
It's based on you. Okay.
Yeah. Because even in a Nigerian medical school, like now we know a lot of students that are doing a lot, like on the side, aside from school, while they are in school. So it depends on you and how you fraction your time. Then you know how to navigate that.
So what about you? What are some of your other interests?
I'm a content creator. I used to be a natural and skincare content creator.
You say used to be?
Used to be. I don't do that anymore.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I wanted to write. I loved writing. I thought I would by now be really big into this writing thing. So I started writing. I had a blog on WordPress.
Oh, okay.
So I would write posts, I think every Sunday. I wrote posts every Sunday or maybe twice a week. And then I loved it. For my 1 year anniversary of writing on WordPress, I did a video of Q&A and all those thank you for reading my blog, blah blah blah. And I was like, I like this video thing. Then from there I said, let me open a YouTube channel. So whenever I do a post and I want to make a video, it will be there'll be a link to the YouTube channel of the post. From there, my YouTube channel career started. And I used to write about natural hair skincare, and I love to do interviews of people. Then my friends were victims. Some of them, I don't know if the site is still up, or some of them are on my blog. So I did that for a while. So on YouTube, I did natural and skincare content. Then I started liking the art of making a video,
Okay.
like setting up, lighting, quality, all of that. I liked it, and I said, I could do something like this for a while. So I stopped writing because I was more consumed with YouTube and Instagram at the time. Stopped writing. Then after like a year or two, I stopped content creation totally for certain reasons. So I stopped making any form of content. Then when I came back into content creation, I had interest in filmmaking.
Okay.
So I said, okay, let me dabble into that. So
filmmaking.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So presently, I'm learning and learning and learning. I'm learning how to edit, color grade. When I was at Safita Learning Center, I learned a lot about video editing and all of that. So that's where I'm at now.
Oh, wow. See, me and you were a bit opposite in that spectrum. Like, I started YouTube, and for me, the least favorite part of the thing was editing the videos. Like, I was like, do I have to edit this video? Like, my goal was to just record once and just try to upload it. Like, I'm done. And when I started doing editing in Final Cut Pro, that's when I started working. Okay, I started in GarageBand. Is it GarageBand or iMovies? iMovies. Yes.
Yeah,
iMovies. I started there. And when I got to Final Cut Pro, but in 2020, I told my mom and my brother, like, I'm not doing it again. I'll leave YouTube alone. Let me go to a podcast, because it was just like an audio podcast. I'm like, at least I can deal with the audio side. But they were like, keep going. So that was when I started learning a bit more about the color grading. I mean, if you give me a choice between video and audio, I'll choose audio any day, like to edit it by myself. I mean, that's why I have help and a very strong team behind the camera. Shout out to Samuel. So, yeah, I feel that, and I see that you have a passion for it. You have a passion for the video aspect of the crafting.
Yes, I never thought I would be a media girl, but I do like it. I like to create content. I like to make videos where I can whip up something from something that is just relatively ordinary. I can take a video of somewhere and do some edits, and then to look different, to look cinematic, to look really nice. So yeah, I have a passion for videos.
Oh, and with that, I've also had some interactions, and we also talk about your passion for photography. So I've seen some videographers who are absolutely on one side. They just do videos. They're like, they are photos. They don't mess with photos. I've seen photographers on the other side. They're like, but you kind of like both. How does that work?
I do like both. Basically, I'm more of a video person. But for photography, like I said, I like to like dabble with editing. So if I take a picture of someone or myself, I like to make it look really good.
Okay.
No matter where I am.
Okay.
So I'm like, like let's say the aesthetics. I like to like make something really nice. So photography, nothing too deep. But I'll even say that I don't really think I'm into that photography so much,
like
but more
of the video aspect of things. Yeah. Then, of course, the issue, phone videography versus camera videography. Where do you lie in that spectrum?
For me, I would love camera videography, but I have a phone.
Yeah.
And I use that. And let me call it humble beginnings. But I watch a lot of YouTubers that are into iPhone photography, and they do really amazing things that you would think it's a camera.
They do.
So that's what fuels my passion for editing, because you can really pick a clip that seems made and make something really great out of it.
Yeah, that's
actually,
that's very true. I was looking at the this is like a pop culture reference, but the latest MacBook releases, the M3s, and at the end they just put that side note that the whole video was shot on an iPhone.
Pride. They are proud.
Bro, why?
Why do you have to say that?
Everybody's like, what? How? And of course, they have to go and I'm sure they attached a big rig around it, stabilizer and everything, but still they pulled it off, which is
you can literally do anything with an iPhone.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah. And even in this generation, like the videos that actually like go viral, some of them are actually very low quality.
The algorithm is is a lot. Let me not say anything
Yeah.
negative. I'm trying to grow there.
Yeah.
It's a lot because there are videos that I have put all my night and day,
Yes.
and then it doesn't go
They
anywhere.
don't go anywhere.
And the one that I feel like, oh my god, I shouldn't have put that out there. I get more views.
Just
Why?
Yeah. But fairness to them too. There are some videos that should have no business doing well online because I look back at some of my first videos. I'm like,
why did I put that out there?
And there's always this temptation, like, I know what I need to do to make videos better, but am I willing to do it?
Yes. Can I go all the way?
Yeah.
I don't like to put myself out there. Like, for me, my online presence is quite basic.
Yeah.
Nothing too deep. I'm not saying anything too controversial. I'm not doing anything crazy.
Yeah.
And I know that if I do certain things, like my content or my step as a brand will go far. But but there are other ways around it. What
is your dream film that you want to make?
My dream film. I want to have a dream film. I'm more about like the quality of a movie.
Okay.
If it's going to be biopic, if it's going to be thriller, if it's going to be romance, I want people to feel something. Like when I watch a movie and I am engrossed from beginning to the end, the director and the producer, they've done a great job. Yeah. Like when I don't get to zone out or like scroll to my phone when I'm watching, it's a job well done. So I'd love to make something really great.
That's really cool. That is actually a good test, the scroll test. The second you start seeing people on their phones, you're like, you're
not very interested.
You lost their attention. It's like, try again. And in those lines, I feel the world of animation has stepped up the game per se in terms of like flashy. Like now we have to, our attention span is so much shrunk, and you have to keep flashing new images. The first thing that comes to my mind is like Spider-Man and the trilogy. Are you a fan of the animation? You're not a fan of Spider-Man?
I am, but I wouldn't say I'm like very much into like Spider-Man, Marvel, or DC.
You like the hardcore
movies.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, but I do watch some animation, but not so much.
Okay, so in terms of the movie making side, so what's your style? If you are shooting a film, like let's say you're going to shoot something for someone on campus, what would you do?
First of all, a lot goes into it because if I'm going to be the director, I have to think about, okay, what's the storyline? I have to get a script. I could write it myself, or I could, ask around for a script writer, someone that writes. Then location is very important. Getting good actors that can, do the role properly, that can emote and all of that good stuff. And what else? Yes, shooting your gear or your equipment that you're going to use. All of that will be greatly considered into making a film. But a lot rests on pre-production and your actors.
Oh, yeah. There was something that we're talking about in between when we're trying to sort out some issues, is that there's the idea that you can fix things at the end of the production and then
don't do it.
Yeah. There are things that you just have to get right from the source. No. Like if you're just saying like, for example, audio, like you're like, I'll just be able to like, I'll cut out all that loud water sound in the background.
No, you don't want to do that.
Just get it right from the beginning. You get it right, and things go well. So, in my experience, I've noticed that to me it feels like Nigeria is 5 years behind the rest of the world.
In which industry? What aspect?
Every aspect.
Every?
I mean, except for family ties where we lead. But in terms of like research, schoolwork, for example, I spent some time. I studied in San Antonio. Things I saw in 2017, it was 2022. I started seeing them here. Things I saw in 2018. So it got to a point that I could actually predict the landscape of things, where things would be by just tracking back 5 years. I'm like, okay, this is like this. So the content creation industry in Nigeria will be booming around this time, which it is right now. It's booming now. At the beginning, nobody knew what podcasts were.
It wasn't really a thing.
It wasn't a thing. But by 2015, 16, podcasts were already taking off in America. So I'm like, all these trends, we're 5 years behind. It could be a blessing in disguise.
Could be. Because I noticed, I started listening to podcasts recently, like a few years ago, and I realized that most big podcast people now were people that lived in the UK specifically, because there are a lot of Nigerian UK podcasters. That's what they call them.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so we have like a number of them. So I noticed that they were from the UK or they lived abroad at the time, and then started their podcast, and then they became big. But now we have a lot of podcasts.
We do.
Like everybody has a podcast.
Oh, that's sad part. Everybody
has an opinion.
Yes. But the good thing for you, we have the Average African Kid podcast where you get the best quality content. Hopefully.
The good stuff.
Yeah, hopefully we do that. Yeah. You haven't shared your social media. You talked a bit about YouTube before. So
yeah, I did.
So what do you do now? You said you're no longer into skincare.
Yeah, so now, like I said, video editing.
Okay.
I want to dabble into filmmaking. So I'm presently learning how to like up my game on my video editing skills.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing presently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of content do you create?
So on my Instagram, I do edits. I show you before and after of like an edit I do, whether it's color grading or whether it's making a form of effects on the videos. So that's what I do presently on Instagram. And also I'll try to dabble into doing short films. Then, before we can progress.
So you can share, what's the name of your channel so we could go check it out?
My YouTube channel is Gail Films.
Okay.
GealFilms.
And you'll see it in the video and you also see it in the description. So
yeah, so it's Gail Films on Instagram and on YouTube. Yeah.
So what's the one piece of advice? What's something that you would like young people to take away from this particular interview?
I would say you should be open-minded, because before I got into medical school, I always knew that I wanted to do a lot of things. But I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to do medicine. Do I have the time? Can I do it? First of all, medicine is very important. I try to make sure I do my best as a medical student to become a good doctor. But the other things I want to do by the side, I have to create time for it. So if you're open-minded and you create time for things you want to do, you can do them. So that's basically what I would say.
Powerful words. Be open-minded. Don't fall into a trap of believing that because you choose a particular field that you are stuck there.
Yeah.
You can still create an atmosphere where you can progress into where you're called to be. Thank you very much for that. And yeah, I think this was a really, really sweet episode. Thank you very much for sharing your perspectives. The journey back to Nigeria, the war, your life, your journey with editing and everything. That was great. So
thank you.
Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll have to say a good day. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. That's
Christmas
true. Same to you.
Yeah, enjoy the holidays. Don't eat too much, but enjoy yourselves.
You should enjoy yourself.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.